season in 17 years, Sydney FC arrived in their best run of form. 4 wins in their last 5 games, and the most recent of those 3 on the bounce, while Perth, having failed to connect consecutive wins all year, need one today in what would be their first away win of the season.
Yeah, I'll move.
All in readiness for a beautiful afternoon at Allianz Stadium in Sydney. The second last game of this Ninja A-League season, where it's quite simple. Nothing less than a win will do this afternoon. Teams make their way onto the ground. Nat Tobin, vastly experienced for the Sky Blues, and all to play for at home, part of a double header ahead of the men's game a little later on today. Last instructions for the Sky Blues ahead of what is quite simply do or die. All 3 points required. A draw would simply knock each other out in this fixture. Stephen Peters gathering his troops. Last discussions, last instruction, all in readiness, the whole squad together. There is so much on the line for this afternoon's game.
Just don't be afraid to play, right? Know when to play though, know when to use right?
Calm confidence amongst the group. There's words of wisdom imparted by the first-time coach.
I want that first 50-50 with a fucking live shirt.
Tonight's centre referee, Sarah Jones. By Lee Scripsham and Vicky Clark. Michaela Ryan is on 4th official duties. Last instructions given. Bryson is listed as playing in the centre of midfield this evening, a position we haven't seen her occupy for much of her previous 15 appearances, but with Shay Holman out, Bryson, the Englishwoman, looks to come in and provide a bit of steel in the middle of the park. At the other end of things, it's the first start of the season for Susan von Sonkamp. She's come off the bench in her previous 4 appearances after what was a torrid run into the season with injury. She's certainly a player the Glory have missed for a large part of the season. So we're underway at Allianz Stadium in this knockout fixture, a mini-final of sorts, and it's a position Sydney FC are wildly unfamiliar with. 17 years, the Sky Blues have never missed a finals run. Someone who was there for just a few of those, former Sydney FC legend Teresa Polias and T, joining me for this afternoon's game. What a fixture we have on our hands.
A very exciting one, Grace. Comes down to the wire, really, and two teams needing a win out there today, like a mini-final we have on our hands today.
Well, exactly right. Anything but a win, and even then, both teams relying on a bit of good fortune in other results. At the moment, Canberra, Brisbane, Wellington above them. The Travelling Glory, they've had a really tough time on the road this season. Of the 11 games they've played away from home, they have not won a single one of them. So there's a bit at hand this afternoon in the way of finding a result. It wasn't all too long ago that the two teams faced each other earlier this year in January. The points couldn't be separated that day. A 1-1 draw. Goals thanks to Lucy Johnson and Caitlin Douglas, of course. Perth now without Caitlin Douglas, a short-term injury replacement player, and how excellent she was. But a draw just simply won't do today. So I imagine we'll see both teams throwing absolutely everything at this one. Here's McKenna, finds a nice pass inside to Cassidy. Chinema, pass forward to Fonsong Cam. Excellent to see her back and fit, but Sydney steal a trick and look to release Hawkesby down the right-hand side. Hawkesby glances up, just considers the cross, and shows a little too much of the ball to Chinema at the back, who's able to prod away.
Well, that was very good defensive work there from Chinema. She was able to read Mackenzie Hawkesby.
Grace Johnston can stream forward for the Glory. She's been excellent this season. The young attacking fullback releases Megan Wynn, and she'll reach out to keep that in play. Looking for a crossing kind. Not a bad centering ball too, and Toomuth can just glance the header away to avert any danger. Still, the attack remains with Perth. Touching the sideline is Wynn again, looking to take on Lemon. Comes off the shin of Abby Lemon, out for a Perth throw.
Really good patch of play there from Perth down that right wing. Wynn getting that ball in, and Toomuth doing well to deal with an awkward cross there.
Well, Wynn, the Welsh international, she's brought a different attacking aspect to this Perth side. Hasn't yet found the score sheet for the year. She's got a bit of a wicked long throw that at times opposition find a little difficult to deal with. But here we might see her try and tee up another one in the way of a cross. The chest of Lemon, who's done well to stream forward to Caspers. Tobin's fast pass rather splits the midfield to find Johnson, but she's had her pocket picked by Georgia Cassidy.
There was an aggressive press there from Perth, and Sydney did well initially to actually play out of that, but Cassidy does fantastically well to nip in front and get the ball off Lucy Johnson there.
Free kick taken for Perth. Johnston cross into the box, lands and bounces and misses all players as it sees its way out for what will be a Sydney FC throw. No, perhaps. Sarah Jones whistles and indicates yes indeed, a Sydney FC throw.
Sydney FC didn't seem to want it there, Grace, so to me, it's fair game for Perth to get the throw in.
McKenna takes quickly. Tobin across to cover. She scoops it away, and here's Hawkesby, who's been playing a bit of a makeshift striker role, not her natural position, but she might have a bit of work to do here. Runs off the shoulder. Naomi Chinema uses her body well, sees it out for what will be the first corner of the afternoon.
Yeah, a bit of a different position for Mackenzie Hawkesby. We're used to seeing her in the middle of the field. Here's that challenge there. Talon Henniker put Mackenzie Hawkesby through there, but once again Chinema does really well to keep Hawkesby at bay.
Dos Santos on set-piece duty. Looks to whip this one in. Not a bad ball as well. Off the foot of Tubeth. Bobbles around and into the leg of Sarah O'Donoghue, who whips it away just. Danger signs for Perth Glory. Re-entry in from Tobin, but comfortably into the hands of Miranda Templeman, and you've got to say important touches for the goalkeeper, who's not played a great deal of minutes this year. I understand Casey Dumont, who has been the #1 goalkeeper for Perth Glory, out today with a bit of a shoulder concern, expected to be back next week. But nonetheless, important minutes for Miranda Templeman.
Big out for Perth today, but an opportunity for a young goalkeeper in Miranda Templeman to get some game time under her belt. She's trained with Casey Dumont for most of the season now, so I'm sure she's learnt a lot, and she'll go out there today full of confidence to show that.
Just appearance number 6 for Templeman in goal, and on the bench Jessica Skinner, who's just returned from Young Matilda's camp as well, the backup goalkeeper for Perth. Clash coming together with Lucy Johnson. Tian McKenna.
Here we have that clash. Tian McKenna, yeah, just coming in a little late with that elbow, and that seems to be the knee that troubled Lucy Johnson there.
Tobin. Runs a pass to Bryson, who is occupying that role in the middle of the park for the Sky Blues. Nods down, and Bryson has a bit of time to face forward. Quick hand of apology from Bryson as that pass is a little wayward. Johnson drives into space. Zog is across to cover for Perth. His win tries to turns into danger. Now Dos Santos helps on to Hawkesby. The touch inside is good from Mackenzie Hawkesby. The save is up to the task. Very good chance for the Sky Blues.
Well, the dynamic duo there. We've got Indy Dos Santos linking up once again with Hawkesby. What a beautiful touch inside and around the defender there, and equally fantastic save from Templeman.
Oh, brilliant first touch, as you mentioned, from Hawkesby. Just afforded herself the time to get the shot away, and she knew it as well. Really prime opportunity for Sydney at home to take an early lead.
Yeah, the types of opportunities both teams are looking to take today. It's going to come down to today who takes their opportunities.
That's part of the game that the Sky Blues have struggled with a little this season, scoring goals, finding the back of the net. They've scored just 21 times. Play down for Perth. The back of play, but play continues on as Bryson receives the ball in midfield, looks forward. Idea searching for the run of Talon Henniker was right, but marshalled cleverly again at the back by Tian McKenna.
Wainwright went down there. There was a heavy challenge between her and Caspers, but no malice there from Caspers.
So play goes on. Perth looking to play short from their goal kick. Sydney doing their best to lock the play in.
Very tight match, which is what we sort of predicted with two teams with so much on the line.
Here's Toomuth. It's inside to Dos Santos. He's found a good bit of space. Now Talon Henniker. Drive forward, a powerful runner is Talon Henniker, and not a bad ball as well. The delivery tempting. Really good chance once more for the Sky Blues. Excellent pass from Kaylee Talon Henniker. Throw taken, Toomuth. Bit of miscommunication at the back from Perth. Managed to hook it away, but it's not quite dealt with. Wynn is grappling for possession. Relieves the pressure for just a moment. Sydney throw.
Good passage here from Sydney, and Perth under a bit of pressure. A
couple of good chances in as many minutes. They're the kind of opportunities that teams can rue their missed chances. That's a nice ball inside. Dos Santos releases Hawkesby. Off the shoulder, Hawkesby centering pass finds only Chinema.
Good link-up play once again, but Sydney needing a few more bodies in the box to get a good shot away there.
Here's Lemon. Good strength on the ball from Zog. Now Cassidy. What a revelation she's been this season for the Glory. Fantastic young midfielder.
Cassidy's been brilliant this season. I've really enjoyed watching her pull strings in the middle of the pitch.
Chance for Caspers. Feints the pass to Hawkesby. Again, the centering ball is good. Johnson arrives. Blocked well. Last-ditch effort. The defensive effort needed to be there, and it was. Perth are under the pump.
Well, that's better from Sydney FC. Getting forward, they had 5 players in the box then. Lucy Johnson with the late run in. Good positioning and good desperate defending from Perth in the end.
Had to be on a few occasions now. Chinema came to that last moment tackle on Lucy Johnson, which needed to be made. Mackenzie Hawkesby's finding some really good space on that left-hand side, looking for the cutback pass on a couple of occasions now. That pass, however, a little wasteful by Perth. On by Dos Santos. Caspers back to Tobin. The first time ball over the top is a little awkward to deal with for Zog. Now Hawkesby, who's hustling hard. Talon Henniker wants to cut inside. Still with Sydney. Hawkesby. Shot blocked. Just prodded over the top, and Templeman is off her line well.
Doing really well up top. Keep in touch with the defenders and put them under pressure.
Next pass finds Johnson. Chicken face forward, searching for Talon Henniker. Is read well by McKenna. One of the 6 Sydney FC players involved in that young Matildas camp across this last week as Perth look for a spray forward. The pass goes to waste by Izzy Dalton. And that one too, Caspers can pick up. Links outside to Dos Santos, but a bit narrow on the pass. Here's Lemon. Closed down by Wynn. Helped over the top, and Thompson's available. Well, 15 minutes in, and it's been a flurry of a first passage of play, fairly transitional. To say the better of the chances have fallen to the Sky Blues. But both teams will know, have in the back of their mind, that they absolutely need a result for this one this afternoon.
I think Sydney have the slight edge at the moment in terms of getting forward and creating the better of the chances. It's now at the hands of Perth. They've got the possession now. Can they create? Can they keep a little bit more possession than they're doing at the moment? When they win the ball, can they keep it under pressure and build up, create some chances down their attacking end?
Here's that long throw from Megan Wynn we spoke about, nodded away by Tobin. Bouncing back out to Wynn, who keeps play alive for Perth. Touch inside from Johnston. Takes the space. Dalton can receive, links out to Wynn, building nicely here for the Glory. The ball must be good. Delivery is a good one as well from Wynn. O'Donoghue was readied. Lucy Johnston tidying up at the back post. Cassidy picks the pocket of Bryson but runs into Tori Toomuth at great speed. That's a sore one. Now Sydney look to break that pass, just asking a little bit too much. And Nevo Owens is joining us on sideline this afternoon. Nevo, how's that first 15 minutes been from your point of view?
Sydney FC with plenty of ball, plenty of good field position as well, GG. It's been interesting watching the Perth coach, Steve Peters, respond to that weight of possession that the home side have had. His message to the goalkeeper, Miranda Templeman, was really clear a moment ago. Whack it long, send it long, Miranda. Do not try and play out from the back. Really keen to ease some of the pressure that Perth Glory have been under. On what is a gorgeous afternoon, GG. It's 24 degrees. Crowd starting to build here at Allianz Stadium, and the pitch looking in okay nick, considering how much traffic it's had on it in recent times. I reckon this feels like it's going to be a quality afternoon.
Well, thank you, Neve. It certainly has that feeling about it. There's a certain tension about the game. A mini-final, as you put it, T.
Yeah, it certainly does feel tense out there, and simple instructions from Stephen Peters. They're struggling to play out of the back, so if they bypass that and get some good possession where they are now.
Set piece taken short. Dalton to Fonsong Cam, back inside to Dalton, looking to get the shot away, looks to ricochet off the hand, does indeed, from Charlie Wainwright.
Yeah, an unfortunate ricochet there, up onto the hand of Wainwright. Always kick yourself a bit when that happens in that area, but better passages of play from Perth.
They weathered the storm for a few minutes when Sydney FC had a good spell. I would have to say Miranda Templeman, the busier of the two goalkeepers so far. Jasmine Black at the other end with not quite as much to do. Perth build something meaningful here. Here's McKenna. Takes the space, finds a pass to Dalton. Now Wynn. Has to tumble her way through a packed sky blue midfield. Here's Bryson. Her pass. A little slip on the field, finds Chinema. Five shots at goal for the Sky Blues. Just the one for Perth Glory so far. And of those 5-2 on target for the home team. Perth yet to challenge Jasmine Black in goal. Here's Cassidy. Square pass to Zog. Donoghue has dropped deep to get involved in play for Perth. She too has been a powerhouse for the Glory. Sarah O'Donoghue, 3 goals for her season. To provide an attacking threat. That's given away a little loosely by Perth, and Sydney can look to stream forward. Here's Indy Dos Santos.
Sydney looking defensively well organised. Even with the reshuffle, Cassidy dropping deep, they dealt with that really well. One back possession, but a lot of possession is being lost in that middle of the pitch. There's plenty of bodies around and neither team's really getting any control in the midfield.
A little bit frantic in the middle of the park at the moment. Of course, Faye Bryson playing in that, at least to our mind, the unfamiliar holding midfield role across the course of the season, and with her time at Central Coast Mariners, we saw her in that fullback position, or more of an attacking fullback role, but the centre of the park is a different prospect.
It definitely is. We're used to seeing Faye Bryson out on those wings, and she is a defensively minded player, so perhaps that's where that logic comes into play.
An experience too, Faye Bryson, the 27-year-old. Has played in some of the best leagues, against some of the best competition in the world, Reading, Bristol, Everton over in the UK. Brings that experience here to the Ninja A-League. But now the Sky Blues with some defending to do. There she is, nodding the ball away. Stopped to O'Donoghue. Threads the ball wide once more. Here's Wynn. Looking to cut inside, but she's closed down well by Abby Lemon. Good defending. Lemon's pass can only find its way back to the Perth Glory defence. Glory with a chance to build again. Neatly done by Cassidy. Now Zog. Anticipated well by Nat Tobin. Today's the 30th time these two teams have met across the history of the Women's A-League. Those previous 29 results have gone in the favour of the Sky Blues. Sydney winning 17, Perth just 10 occasions. They played out a draw in just 2 matches, but so much has been said about the Sky Blues season. This is a vastly different campaign that they've had.
It is, and based on that intriguing stat, we're most likely going to get a result today.
Well, there needs to be one, really. Here's Chinema. For the pass of Dalton, but not quite on the same page. Toomuth wants to release Hawkesby, but asking a bit much, and once more it's coolly dealt with by Naomi Chinema. Tidy play by Perth. They can just progress the ball a little further up the field. Some good touches, but that's a little loosely given away. Bryson. Nat Tobin. A-League appearance number 122 today for Nat Tobin. Wonderful to have her back in this Sky Blue side, having recovered from an ACL injury of her own. Line just to return the pass in kind to Johnston, but Maddie Casper's defensive duties coming into play. Lemon has a bit of space in front, checks the run of Hawkesby, who is ever the willing runner. That pass won't quite do.
It's a bit of a theme of the afternoon. When Sydney win that ball, they tend to lose it straight away, so they'll be looking to tweak that and keep a bit more possession going forward.
These are the last 5 for Perth. They've managed 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw in amongst that. Inconsistency, you'd have to say, for Stephen Peters this year. His side up and down, haven't been able to go consecutive wins, which has really hurt their campaign, as has a few key injuries. Of course, today without Kelly Brown, who's been one of the best goal scorers for the Glory this season. Well, in fact, their leading goal scorer, unavailable today. Gabby Hollow, we know, is also out for the season. Caitlin Douglas, I mentioned earlier. And already there, some considerable strike force unavailable for the Glory. But now with some defending to do. Another corner for Sydney FC. Santos' delivery, looking for Tobin. A couple of shouts for a handball, up and under. Just drops over the net of Miranda Templeman.
Definitely a few huge outs for Perth to deal with today, and obviously Kelly Brown being one of those when your main goal scorer is out. But I think they've dealt with a lot of challenges in the season and dealt pretty well to get to this point where their finals hopes are still alive.
They've had some big results across the course of the season, Perth Glory. But also dropped some crucial ones, particularly on the road. I mentioned earlier, 11 games they've played away from home this season, and they're yet to win a single one. It's a hurdle that Stephen Peters hasn't yet been able to clear. This afternoon would be quite a moment for that milestone. Loose touch gives the ball back to Sydney FC. Caspers can look inside, little slip, but still finds a pass to Johnson. Her ball over the top, searching for the speed of Talon Henniker. Marshalled well on that occasion by Tiana McKenna.
Yeah, very well read there by McKenna. It was a good ball in behind from Johnson, but I think McKenna dealt very well with Talon Henniker. As you can see here, the run in behind, and really well dealt with.
Perth insisting to play out another goal kick. Most dedicated Perth Glory fan in the league.
Possibly the youngest Perth Glory fan. Great to see.
Here's O'Donoghue. Important toe through from Chinema. Talon Henniker has the speed to get there. Here's Tumeth. Can pick a pass, does very well to break through the lines, but Hawkesby's touch just lets her down a little.
Got to say, Naomi Chinema is on song today. She's doing a fantastic job at the back, nullifying Hawkesby, and any ball really that comes in behind, she's making sure she's in a good position, and the rest of the back line as well. Fantastic job.
Early delivery, not a bad idea from Johnson. You're right, T, that partnership at the back between Chinema and Zog as well has really grown over the course of the season. Hawkesby. The pass interrupted by Cassidy. Henniker inside, cleans up yet again. On Songkamp has been a little quiet the last few minutes, hasn't quite herself really involved in the game.
Yeah, Perth struggling to play through those lines and get players, like you said, Grace, von Songkamp on the ball. It's so important that they get players, creative players on the ball in the middle of the pitch to make things happen in the final third.
She's exactly that, Susan von Songkamp. Excellent technician, creative player. Perth need her involved in their play going forward. Here she is now. Receives the throw from McKenna. McKenna's cross searches across the edge of the 18-yard box. Grace Johnson full of running. Hopeful hit over the head for Dalton, but that has gone out for to be a corner.
Jasmine Black is beside herself there. There's another threat for Perth.
Perth have had a little bit of success from corners across the course of the season. 3 goals from corners. This ball seemingly went over the line. It's led to the corner. So Georgia Cassidy to whip it in. Fantastic technical player is the 19-year-old. Her delivery, a little less than desired on that occasion.
Definitely a missed opportunity there. Very disappointing delivery from Cassidy.
You don't see too many of those from her. So 30 minutes have ticked over here at Allianz Stadium. Round 22 of the Ninja A-League. This first 30 or so has waxed and waned. Sydney FC with the better of the chances. Arguably, they could have at least one, maybe two. Just haven't been able to capitalise. Here's Talon Henniker combining with Caspers. Caspers searching for a bit of space, but it's closed down well by McKenna. Henniker's pass, it's done really well, a little wasteful as Caspers has just stabbed at that.
Caspers going for the first time cross there, but the pace of the ball is just a little too difficult there. Perhaps should have taken a touch.
Stolen a trick there has Dos Santos. Johnson measures the pass. It's a good one as well. Talon Henniker arrives. Again, the thumbs up of appreciation. Another chance has gone begging for the Sky Blues.
What's another ball in behind from Lucy Johnson. A great ball at that, and just that bounce. And Talon Henniker couldn't get on the end of that, but that is a great opportunity gone missing for Sydney FC.
Lucy Johnson certainly got that in her locker. Her passing range excellent. On a dime for Talon Henniker. We're just speaking about some of the missed chances for Sydney FC. This first 30 minutes or so, they've certainly created enough to be ahead.
They definitely have, Grace, and it's the story of their season, as you said. They tend to create chances, but they're just not putting them away.
Von Songkham has Chimeth for company. Thinks about the pass inside, and Talon Henniker has gone to ground and is staying down. Shouts from the sideline. She looks to be in a fair bit of discomfort. This is not a good sign at all. Oh, really distressing here for Kaylee Talon Henniker, who has been hugely involved in this opening stanza.
There's the contact she had on Von Songkham. Not a nice vision to see her go down like that.
Nevo, what do you see in pitch side?
Yeah, she went down immediately, didn't she, Gigi? And she stayed down. She's getting treatment from the physio at the moment, but she looks really distressed and unfortunately reached for that right ankle immediately. Physio also having a look at that right knee too, but really awful scenes. You never like seeing a player go down, and you don't like seeing a player distressed. They know their bodies so well, and she felt that one immediately.
Yeah, really upsetting scenes there. Talon Henniker, we saw on the replay, that right ankle turnover, hard to see, hard to watch, and really upsetting moment for the talented young striker. So perhaps an earlier than anticipated change on the bench for Ante Juric. We really do hope it's not as bad as it looks. Talon Henniker, it'll be Shay Connors who's ready to come on. This will be appearance number 18 for Shay Connors this season. Just 7 starts for the season. She's had to play a lot of her minutes off the bench. And today, it's her birthday, so she'll be hoping to have a very happy birthday. Not in necessarily the best circumstances with Talon Henniker having to go off like that.
Yeah, definitely scenes you never want to see a player have to go off for. So, like you said, Grace, hopefully it's not as bad as it looks and she's okay.
So 35 minutes in and an early change from the Sky Blues. But now Sydney with a bit of defending to do. Here's Fonsongkham bustling up against Tori Tumeth. Drags wide, does really well. Susan Fonsongkham, is she brought to ground? No. Sarah Jones waves the challenge away. That's a bit better from Fonsongkham. And that's that creative flair we were just mentioning.
That's exactly what she brings to the game, and you get her on the ball enough and this is what she does. She creates great technique, great skill, and sets Perth up for a shot away.
Perhaps that'll instill a little more confidence into the legs of Susan Fonsongkham. And now here's Tumeth. Back to Jordan Thompson. Finds Tobin, who's straight a little further afield. Connors, early switch, drops to Grace Johnson. And Dos Santos can clean up for her side. Tobin again. Look up and over, not quite on the same page as Caspers. Their best run of the season in their last 5 matches. The Sky Blues, 4 wins. Prior to those 4 wins, they just pieced together 2 across the course of the season. So if there's any time to come into good form, now is it. Whether or not they've left their run too late is somewhat left in the hands of others. Even if they do get the result, a bit of a late challenge coming through on Templeman as Johnson slips to the ground, and a bit of frustration, understandably, from the goalkeeper.
Johnson with the press there and definitely makes contact with Templeman, which led to her slip there. So good call from the referee.
Versatile player, plays at fullback, played in the midfield, and a couple of occasions dispatched a little further up the field as well. She's been a real utility for this Sky Blues team, as that's a crunching challenge and a clean one at that. Tobin's done well. Here's Caspers inside to Hawkesby, switches the point of attack to Connors. The ball is tempting, just has a little too much on the tail. Straight down the middle to Cassidy, prodded away. The press just coming in with a little bit more fever from the Sky Blues. They've done well. Tumeth's pass a little short. Chinema coolly managed. McKenna, no mucking about, sends that long and over, searching for the run of O'Donoghue. Wins tucked inside. Her header back to O'Donoghue. Cassidy square to Zog. Zog can drive into space. The pass inside is met by Tobin. Still with Perth.
almost the end of this first half, Grace. Can either team get one on the board before they go in? It'd be a really handy time to score a goal right before half-time.
Tumeth is brought to ground by Sarah O'Donoghue. Not too pleased about it either. She'll get a bit of a stern talking to from Sarah Jones.
Yeah, that's a very clear and obvious foul there, and lucky to get away without a card, really.
Tobin's free kick. Fancy header off top of Susan von Songkamp's head, and Tumeth cleans up at the back for the Sky Blues, back through Jordan Thompson, the American. Originally brought in to replace last year's injured Nat Tobin, and now they've been able to partner each other in the centre of defence. Big touches by O'Donoghue. Zog. Johnston hugging the touchline. Looks to take on Johnson. Well, into this last 5 minutes of the first half, and the ball is dropped to Megan Wynne, who we know has that long throw. Always difficult. Teams find it tough to deal with. And they make something of this one here. Johnson, on that occasion, easily dealt.
The halves remain really tight and tense from the beginning of the match to now, Grace.
It's passed inside. Finds von Songkamp, a little tug of the shirt indeed to Faye Bryson. Free kick goes the way of the Sky Blues, but you're right, T, it's a half that's been played with a lot of tension. Both teams are just so aware of what is on the line, and a big 45 minutes around the corner, genuinely dictating the end of these two teams' seasons.
Indy Dos Santos, her touches on the ball have been flawless today. I haven't seen her lose the ball once, I don't think, and she's had plenty of touches. It's amazing to see.
She's long been touted, a talented young player. Well, and truly secured her spot in this starting 11, and deservedly so, Indy Dos Santos, and how she would love to her goal to add to her goal tally this season. Working hard for the ball and does well to win a free kick for her side.
Free kick well won in a dangerous area for the Sky Blues. It's the foul on Caspers, and Wainwright just follows through there. Can't deny that foul.
Santos to take two in the wall for Perth Glory. Delivery drops into a dangerous spot. He's a good one as well. Tumeth finds the head, but has brought down a player in the box. It was a wonderful cross from Indy Dos Santos.
Fantastic ball in, and Tumeth gets on the end of that, but just couldn't get enough on that. There's plenty of contact there between both players. A good tussle. Not enough on it.
Goal kick, a little short, but Perth Glory teammates looking to find a way out. Only find Dos Santos and Hawkesby, that combination ever present. Connors, the early ball through, knocked away by Zog. Still Hawkesby. She's done well to bring that down, Mackenzie Hawkesby. And Dalton for attention. Now Dos Santos prodded away there by Charlie Wainwright. Still alive for Sydney in Inside is Lemon. Squeezes a pass to Hawkesby. Now Bryson tries her luck from distance.
Bryson just trying to change it up there for Sydney FC and have a bit of a shot from range. Here's that shirt tug there on Hawkesby. She eventually got the shot away. There was no foul called, and she definitely wasn't happy about that.
If anything, that'll fire Mackenzie Hawkesby up.
Absolutely.
So 3 minutes of additional time here at Allianz Stadium. Still 0-0. Neither side able to break the deadlock. Sydney FC, the better chances. Perth yet to register a single shot on target for the half. And it's still Sydney looking to find a way forward. Perth doing just enough, as that's a bit of a clumsy challenge in the middle of the park. Play goes on. Pass searching for Hawkesby was met well by Johnston.
Here's the contact there, and it just... Dalton, I don't think she meant any malice there. I think she just slid across there, lost the footing. Hat off to Caspers, who soldiered on there.
Dalton's come off the worst for wear from that one. Must have been a little bit of discomfort. Certainly something Perth could do without. She's a leader for the side, Izzy Dalton. 27 years old, returned from overseas. In the UK, back in the A-League. Certainly an experienced head that the Glory girls need on their side. Tough, Izzy Dalton. No doubt she'll look to play on. Half-time break perhaps coming at an ideal time. Chance for both teams to take stock and have a discussion about the next 45 minutes.
Love to be a fly on the wall in both teams' dressing rooms while they're addressing the team about what needs to be done in the second half to get on the score sheet.
Around the corner to Hawkesby. Dos Santos thought about the shot. Connors inside on the left, back to Dos Santos. Tight spaces here. Here's Bryson. Has a bit of space. Strike on the left foot is blocked. Referee evades the action there in Perth, perhaps with one last foray forward into this first half. I'd love a goal in the dying seconds of this first stanza. Here's O'Donoghue. Wainwright. Back up to win. Time in the hands of referee Sarah Jones. And she looks down and says that may be enough time for a corner. I'm setting to see there Kaylee Talon-Hennicup on the bench with a bit of ice on that right ankle. And 2 corners apiece in this first half. As Cassidy makes her way over, and referee Sarah Jones will allow enough time to play for what you would think would be the last kick of this first half.
Wouldn't a goal at this moment be very handy for Perth?
Cassidy on her right foot this time, the outswinger. The corner is good, drops to right on the penalty spot, but cleared away comfortably by the sky blue defence. And there is the half-time whistle at Allianz Stadium as referee Sarah Jones draws the first 45 minutes to a close. It's been an entertaining opening half, with neither side able to break the deadlock just yet. Plenty of chances, most in the way of Sydney FC. But as it stands at half-time, it's Sydney FC 0, Perth Glory 0. don't go anywhere. The halftime show with Neve Owens and Teresa Polias is just on the other side.
Referee to VAR, referee. Referee. Referee to VAR. Referee. Referee to VAR. Oh, hey, how you going? It's Danny here. That mic is open. No worries. Just trying to see where the referee. Just a quick check with the audio guys if they can hear me. Hey, how you going? All right, I'm just trying to get the attention of the PA guys just to quickly sing out. I know it did work before because Greg sung out up the line, so it should be working. Referee. Yeah, just trying to see where the guys are. Referee.
I'm here alongside Teresa Polias, whose two kids are here in the stand. I don't think they're out in the middle engaging in the toddler race, but T, in that first half, Sydney FC, it felt, had so much possession, created so many opportunities without turning that into clear-cut chances at goal.
Yes, certainly we saw Sydney FC getting the ball and going at Perth, but come that final third, things sort of broke down and we weren't getting, the right shots away.
Let's have a look at those Harvey Norman highlights, because a goal is crucial in this one. If it finishes 0-0, they rule each other out. And T, it was Sydney FC with the best of those opportunities in the first 45.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Sydney had more opportunities. I don't think Perth had a shot on target in that whole first half, but Sydney with a couple dangerous corners that Perth had to deal with as well. And great touch there from Mackenzie Hawkesby. Great link up with Indy Dos Santos once again, and a fantastic save, I must say, from Miranda Templeman.
We spoke about it pre-game. Mackenzie Hawkesby is everywhere for Sydney FC. You can see Indy Dos Santos and the work she does going forward, and yet at times it really feels like they're lacking this person. That person right there in the middle, in the box, the finisher.
Yeah, and there were a couple of times where there weren't enough numbers in that box that had run in for the cross. So that's definitely something they need to look at and work on and talk about at half-time. But I think Mackenzie Hawkesby is doing a really good job up front to harass those defenders and keep on top of them.
Shay Connors came on at about the 35-minute mark, unfortunately for Kaylee Talon-Henniker, who looked really distressed, went off with an ankle injury. We've seen Shay bombing down the right-hand side. Usually when she comes on late in the game, she's used in a very has been immense in that first half. Perth Glory have had more possession, and I reckon the vast majority of it has been at her feet is Naomi Chinema. She has been so tough to beat at the back.
She's been rock solid at the back, really outstanding, dealing really well with Mackenzie Hawkesby, and really any long ball that comes over the top, she's been there to deal with it. She's been there to organise her defence as well, so she needs to keep that up for Perth to keep Sydney at bay.
It's been really crucial, hasn't it? Because at times Perth Glory have struggled to play out from the back. They've struggled to maintain possession, and Steve Peters, their coach on the sideline, has been saying to Miranda Templeman in goal, send it long.
Yeah, it's that struggle to play out of that Sydney FC press in their back third. So I think it's worked. I think it's a good instruction. It's a simple one, and one that often, people that love watching football don't want to see. You don't want to see the ball being kicked long all the time. But you know what? This is a must-win game, and they need to do whatever it takes to get the lead.
Finals hopes for both sides on the line as we head to a very quick break here on the Hungry Jacks halftime show. Kickoff in the second half is on the other side. Both teams need a win here today to keep their finals hopes alive. So who's going to step up and take that opportunity? Second half kickoff is next.
No property crisis was trusted by the banks. Done with demand. Know what we know. We want financial schemes to begin to weather the uncertain times. Which is why for over 70 years, the true financial has been looking out for you, so you can look out for those you love. Invest in the true financial's multi-million total long-term account with income paid monthly.
Welcome back to Allianz Stadium, where this game, Sydney FC taking on Auckland FC, will take place 5 o'clock kickoff. Steve Corica back at a place that was his home for oh so long for the first time before the F3 derby a little bit later on. The Newcastle Jets up against the Central Coast Mariners. And later on tonight, at 9:45 p.m. Australian Eastern, kickoff is Carl Viet's side. Adelaide United up against Perth Glory. The news this week that this will be Carl's last season with Adelaide United. They're on 33 points, the same as Sydney FC. A very big game for them as they look to break back into the top 6. And football tonight with Tara and the team. Marco Tilio will be the special guest this afternoon. I hope you can stay with us here on 10 Bold for a massive afternoon of A-League Women's and A-League Men's action. Kickoff in the second half between Sydney FC and Perth Glory is just a moment away. Everything on the line for both teams. Only a win will do. Grace Gill and Teresa Polias with the second half next.
Substitution for Sydney FC, replacing number 21, Lucy Johnson, is number 20, Princess Capini.
Well, it is a huge 45 minutes of football coming up here at Allianz Stadium. 0-0 between Sydney FC and Perth Glory. All to play for, all on the line in this second half. A draw won't do. All 3 points is required for either of these sides to progress, to keep any hope of finals alive. And it was a first half, a transitional first half, back and forth. One that Sydney FC might feel a little aggrieved by for not making the most of their chances. And so at the break, both teams went into the shed. We've seen a couple of changes for each side as well, as Perth look to get things underway in this second half. It's a knockout game, it's a mini final, and with 45 minutes, it is all to play for. And this is a physical start from Glory.
Perhaps we're already seeing something that was spoken about at half-time there. Very physical challenge there from O'Donoghue.
physical either which way. Both teams looking to start on the front foot. The likes of changes, we've seen Princess Abini come on for Lucy Johnson. That's an attacking change. As Hawkesby looks to drift the ball in. And it's nodded away by the Perth change as well, Ella Abdul-Masi, who replaced Charlie Wainwright. So a change apiece, and of course we saw an early sub in the first half, Sydney FC. The early exit of Kaylee Talon-Henniker with a sore-looking ankle. Santos being hurried. Finds Abini back inside off the boot of Cassidy, and Abini still alive. Early introduction. Opened up quite kindly. Just had a bit too much behind the touch.
Ball just ran a little too far for Princess Abini there, but interesting changes from both teams, and Abini's now on the pitch. Bit of a reshuffle now with Hawkesby dropping back into the midfield as well.
The live ladder as it stands. Sydney in 9th, Perth in 10th. At 1 point, this chance opens up almost to the Sky Blues. 1 point for either side simply won't do. 1 point will eliminate both teams from finals contention as confirmation of those substitutions come through. All 3 points required, and a win as well in their final game of the season, and then also relying on some good favour, some good fortune of the other teams, Canberra, Brisbane, Wellington, ahead of these two sides on the ladder. Long searching ball over the top. Does drop into space, and it's Nat Tobin who's across to cover. Megan Wynn's done well on that occasion. Finds a pass inside to O'Donoghue. A link-up play, misguided pass to Connors. Bryson looks to help it around the corner. McKenna aggressively first to the ball, has done well. Energy in the stadium also starting to pick up. Of course, tonight's game, part of a double header, but for now all focus is on Susan von Songkamp. Her shot blocked by Tobin. Still alive for Perth.
Great desperation shown there from Captain Nat Tobin to block that shot from von Songkamp.
Perth on the front foot. Pass from Zog. It's dealt with reasonably well by von Songkamp, but asking a bit much of Wynn, and a bit of a nervy bounce towards Jasmine Black.
There was a nervy bounce there, and Jasmine Black had to make sure she got her hands ball safely there.
2 clean sheets for Jasmine Black's involvement for the Sky Blues in what has been quite a topsy-turvy role for the goalkeepers across the course of the season. Bryson's pass releases Lemon, a little short as Johnston anticipates well. Sky Blue throw. Side is Dalton. Good to see she's recovered from a bit of a knock late in that first half, and Tobin again reads the ball really well, coming together with Wynn from Songkamp. Side to Cassidy. And that is hurried back well by Caspers. Johnston. Closed down at great speed by Abini. Can't quite manage to reclaim the ball. Johnston was claiming that the ball wasn't quite out before Mackenzie Hawkesby picked it up.
I think she's got fair argument there, Grace. I'm not sure that that ball had completely crossed the line there. everything at stake in this game, and you can see the reaction from Johnston there, what this game means.
She's been one of the very best for Perth this season, Grace Johnston. Great young talent as a couple of the Auckland players watching on ahead of their huge fixture against the Sky Blue men coming up on 10 Bold at Paramount Plus. 5 p.m. kickoff for that one. Talk about finals football. Another very interesting fixture at that. Here's Zog and Perth with a nice spell of possession.
They've had a good spell here and certainly dominating the territory in this second half, but none of it matters unless they can put that ball away.
Chinema happy to concede a bit of territory back to Templeman, who has been sound. Of course, missing Casey Dumont. Just joining us, Dumont out today with a bit of a shoulder concern, expected to be back not so distant future. Ball is helped on over top to Von Songkham, and it will fall kindly to bounce as Von Songkham can bring that to ground. That's a good centering ball as well by Susan Von Songkham. Megan Wynn is brought to ground in the box. A couple of shouts. Zella Abdulmasi, I apologise. And Tori Toomuth has been left a little worse for wear.
Well, what a quality ball in from Von Songkham, and big shout for penalty there.
Well, there was contact undoubtedly coming through from Tori Toomuth. Question what Sarah Jones has deemed not enough.
Well, the referee confidently waved it away, so she was in a good position to see.
Wonderful to see her to return from injury that to sideline for a couple of weeks. The 18-year-old former Western Sydney Wanderer. It's her 12th appearance for Perth Glory this season. As Grace Johnston looks for the early cross, nodded away by Thompson. Cassidy to Donahue. Now Zog will glance over the shoulder by Wynn. Closed down solidly by Abini. Nice shift of weight by Dos Santos. It's the return in Dalton. Chinema drives into open space. Has support through McKenna. Cuts inside. Abdulmasi McKenna now. 3 sky blue shirts. Tobin had a bit of time.
Tobin with the clearance there. Sydney under pressure so far in this second half, so she sees it best to clear the ball straight away.
Plenty of options off the bench for either team. The Sky Blues. We've still got the likes of Billy Farrow. Option as that pass is released, looking for the run of Shay Connors. She was shouting for a handball, and she's done really well to pick up possession. Relentless by Connors. Zog working hard to get position back on the ball.
Well, that's a great duel there between Zog and Connors, and Connors with so much pace there to just win that ball back when you thought she couldn't, and she goes again, and Zog does really well to recover here and use her strength to deal with Connors in a dangerous area.
Imagine Sydney FC might start to look for that ball over the top with the pace of Connors. That will be an interesting duel. That a little heavy-handed through the back. McKenna bringing Dos Santos to ground. Tobin's free kick. Caspers releases Dos Santos. Her right foot cuts back. Dos Santos looking for some support, finds it through Hawkesby. Dos Santos again. Bryson's pass read well by McKenna. Really good anticipation by Tian McKenna, but in kind does Abby Lemon. grappling for the ball in the middle of the park. Abdulmasi releases the run of Fonsongham, but that's experienced defending. Nat Tobin just across the body of her opponent.
Brilliant defending there from Nat Tobin, her positioning, her strength there. Fonsongham had no chance there against Tobin.
Bryson's had her pocket picked. Just wasn't aware of the player coming off her shoulder. Thompson, her searching ball over the top. Can't find Connors. Now back with Lemon and Beanie. This is Beanie's 159th appearance today. Still, if she wants it, plenty of football in her legs. She's 25 years old.
Plenty more games to go, Grace.
Of course, tomorrow we see the legend that is Michelle Heyman bringing up her 200th A-League game. Incredible achievement. Dalton's pass. Bouncing over the top, Thompson, decision to make, hooks it away. Casper's working hard. Looking for Toomuth, only finds McKenna. Her pass inside to Fonsongham, who's coming alive into this game. Here's Wynn. Has Lemon to beat. Prodded away by Lemon, but Johnston is there to pick up. Beanie works hard to keep that in, but is unable to do so.
Things are getting tense out there, and it's been a good duel between Abby Lemon and Megan Wynn as well on that wing.
A bit of contact through the back from Nat Tobin. Brings Megan Wynn, Sarah O'Donoghue to ground. This is a dangerous position for a free kick.
Heavy challenge there on O'Donoghue, and this is a genuine chance here for Perth.
So 3 in the wall, says goalkeeper Jasmine Black. And it is Ella Abdulmasi to take. We know she's a wonderful technician. Really good set-piece take-up. So already, Abdulmasi's delivery. It's a good one. Put in a really dangerous area, but no Perth shirts there to attack the end of it. Not a bad free kick whatsoever.
That was a great delivery from Abdulmasi, and just the runs didn't complement it at that moment, which is disappointing for Perth.
So we're just over 30 minutes to play. I imagine we'll start to see some tactical changes, some shifts, as that's a nice little give and go. Tyler's run in as Donoghue tumbles forward. Cassidy, eyes forward. Pierce is a pass through, but doesn't quite have the measure right. Now Chinema. Switches out wide to Dalton. Johnston's run is inside. He's not too bad of an idea, but Abini had to follow, did so.
Good work right there from Ibini, dropping all the way back to assist there and making sure she put enough pressure on Grace Johnston.
It's the head of Zog. Sydney FC are ready in another substitution on the sideline. Suggests that they're going to move first on this final 30 minutes. Here's Abdulmasi, nice turn, tidy by Abdulmasi, pings a shot, waved away by referee Sarah Jones, shouts for a handball. that change. And Maddie Casper's making way after another hard working afternoon. She'll take her rest with 30 minutes to play. It's Millie Farrow, the 28-year-old Englishwoman, coming on, looking to make an impact, and a little sign of concern at the centre of the park as well for Perth, as Georgia Cassidy has just taken herself to ground.
It's another attacking substitution from Sydney FC. Another reshuffle with Connors heading out wide now, and Farrow to work at number 9 position. We know she's a workhorse, so hopefully she can come on and add a bit to the Sydney FC lineup going forward.
30 minutes to play. Neve Owens on sideline for us. Nevo, what's the atmosphere like down there?
It's starting to build really nicely, Gigi, and I think an understanding here in the crowd of just how important this game is for both sides. Obviously a whole heap more Sydney FC fans in the stadium, and it's their side who have made those attacking changes first. This team out there in the middle now looking very different to the one who started the game, because ultimately they know everything is on the line, and they'll be looking for the likes of Shay Connors, of Millie Farrow, to use that speed that we know they have to get in behind. They're still getting in great positions without creating those solid goal chances, and time's starting to run out, Gigi.
Well, time indeed, the enemy, thanks Nevo. Under 30 minutes of regulation time, as that's a wonderful switch of play from Nat Tobin. Finds her long-term teammate in Princess Abini, who's absolutely gone through the feet of Izzy Dalton. That's a sore one. As the referee brings play to a hold. Crunching challenge.
Dalton's been in the wars today, hasn't she? And it's a really heavy one, an awkward one, a painful one.
You can just see the ground torn up on the turf. Georgia Cassidy back to her feet. This is a look at the challenge. The ball just escaped Abini, didn't it?
It did, and that boot out, that is not a good looking challenge at all. She's very, very lucky that the referee potentially missed that challenge.
Of course, no VAR in the women's game. That one.
Or perhaps the fourth official will step in here, Grace.
Definitely a bit of conversation happening down on the sideline.
I mean, we've seen similar challenges a player sent off for, so this will be very interesting, the outcome of this.
You can understand the discomfort. You can see the marks on the shin of Izzy Dalton. And she's got a pretty fair case, you'd have to say.
She does. I've got to say, yeah, that's a very dangerous challenge. And like I said, the two officials are chatting about it now.
It's a pretty clear look at the war wounds that Dalton's come away with. Back to her feet, walking off on her own accord, which is good to see.
Good to see, and yeah, there's that yellow card that's come out, which I think Princess Abini's quite fortunate that it's only a yellow card in this instance.
Well, Izzy Dalton exchanging some words on the side with Ante Juric. A yellow card, Princess Abini. Perhaps a little fortunate.
Very fortunate, I'd say. You can see the damage that it's done to her lower leg there.
That's the kind of one that will be pretty sore tomorrow. So a yellow card to Princess Abini. A free kick to Perth Glory. 25 minutes of regulation time to play. Still 0-0 here. Play back underway. And at what point, T, do you imagine either side really starts to throw everything at this game? Should it remain 0-0?
Well, I would have thought to have already seen that happen, Grace. But yeah, it's been so tense out there. Really tight match, and we've now hit that 65th minute. Surely it's going to happen soon.
The remaining players on the bench for the Sky Blues. Ruby Sullivan, the 16-year-old defender. By no means an attacking option. And then goalkeeper for the day, Bethany Mason-Jones. So the Sky Blues, you have to say, have brought on their out-and-out attacking options. Perth Glory, on the other hand, definitely still have some attacking outlets on the bench should they wish to use them. Ishia Brookie and Ella Lincoln.
I think Perth have come out in this second half the brighter of the two teams, so I think Stephen Peters will leave things as they are for a little while, and Perth will hope to break the deadlock here.
Abdul Masih tried to give it a go herself, and Tori Toomuth has come away with the ball. That pass a little short. Dalton back on the field of play. Good to see she's okay to continue, and Toomuth returning to her defensive line does tumble through Megan Wynn.
Here's that clash, and yeah, Tori Toomuth just going through the back of Megan Wynn there.
So in 17 years of the A-League, Sydney FC have been in finals football every single time. Bit of defending to do now. The long searching ball, the mistake by Black in goal. Through the hands, and some good fortune sees that splayed out away from the frame of goal. Perth almost gifted an opportunity. Dalton helps around the corner. Dos Santos hooks it away. Nervy moments.
Jasmine Black very fortunate there. Just lost sight of the ball and went through her hands, and luckily it ended up in an area that wasn't too dangerous.
Strike from Cassidy. Well, this is the delivery. Just through the hands, Jasmine Black. Pulling the strings is Cassidy. I think might have been suffering from a bit of cramp a few minutes earlier. Seems to be okay to continue. I understand Jasmine Black has signed with Division I college in the USA, George Washington University. So perhaps the tale of the Sydney FC goalkeepers will live on into next season. A lot of change we've seen this year. Talia Franco-Bree-Edwards, Jasmine Black, Bethany Mason-Jones brought back in as Meg Bryson has taken a heavy knock and gone to ground.
Plenty of heavy challenges out there today, and I guess that shows what the game means as well, but we want this game flowing now.
Last year, Perth finished in 10th position, Sydney FC in second, and as we know, the Tail went on to win the championship. This season, Perth again in 10th as we stand today, Sydney in 9th. Well, that's well worked by Shay Connors, who has come all the way back to pick up possession for her side. Dos Santos helps on for Lemon. First time ball over the top to Abini. Johnston closes down. Abini has Johnston to beat. It's to cut inside. Johnston stands her ground. Has a bit of support in the way of Cassidy, who comes through to clear up.
It's good supporting play there from Cassidy. Abini gets the better of Johnston here and gets up, but Cassidy covered really well there.
Lemon inside to Abini. Now Farrow drops kindly to Millie Farrow. It's a good first touch. A second one to Connors, who takes the strike, and the save is good by Templeman. It needed to be, but that was a good build-up from the Sky Blues.
Oh, outstanding stuff from Templeman, but how about those two exceptional touches from Millie Farrow to tee up Shay Connors. Touch one, brilliant. Touch two, amazing. And you got to put these ones away. And that's what's been Sydney's problem all season.
Well, a key save in a key moment. Miranda Templeman, she's surrounded in the goal mouth. The delivery by Dos Santos is a dangerous one, and that is wonderful. Defending on the goal line. Excellently done by Sarah O'Donoghue has been everywhere this afternoon for Glory.
She has. That is such an important goal-saving clearance there. A great in-swinging corner from Indy Dos Santos.
That's why goalkeepers set up players on their post. Look at this. Excellent technique to steer that away from goal.
Just brilliant.
Just a little under 20 minutes of regulation time to play. Imagine we'll have a few of added extras. You do wonder at what minute either coach will throw a little caution into the wind. 0-0, as we've said, eliminates both teams from finals. You wonder, would you rather go down wondering or throw everything at the opportunity to keep finals hopes alive?
Well, at some point, I think both teams are going to have to throw everything at this game. The way it's going at the moment, both teams needing to win, they've just got to go for it.
Fixture a little earlier in the season, back in January, was a 1-1 draw that day. Sydney to fashion an opportunity. Farrow goes to ground, nothing doing, says the referee. Still alive, Connors now. Can't release the pass, but Hawkesby is there to pick up. Big up and under clearance. Hawkesby. Schubert over the top, looking for Farrow, running off the shoulder. Cleverly done by Millie Farrow. Looks to bring it down. Now Dos Santos. And it tumbles just to the side of goal.
Well, that's brilliant play once again from Millie Farrow to bring that ball down. And this time she sets up Indy Dos Santos. She does really well to nip in front and chip it over the top. And that ball, that shot just goes wide.
Dos Santos to take. Nice delivery again. Similar area. As it's nudged away. Shouts for another corner from the Sky Blue players.
Perth will be breathing a sigh of relief here. It's another very dangerous delivery, and I think they've got all right to argue that that should have been another corner.
Looked to be the slightest of touches from O'Donoghue on the far post, and a fly in Nat Tobin was mere millimetres away. As we have a look at the live ladder as it stands. 0-0, 23 points apiece. 23 points, not enough to progress either side into finals. Thompson's ball forward. Down Zog, Cassidy, Johnston, hurried by Dos Santos. Zog clears away for distance. And Songkham is pushed unceremoniously into ground. Looks to be a little worse for wear. Thompson quick to apologise.
Challenge, and yeah, Thompson definitely had a good grasp of her shirt there, and then falls on Von Song Cam. It's an awkward challenge.
Good to see Susan Von Song Cam back to her feet. Her first start of the season, and she's got through 75 minutes. Miss a chance for a set piece off the boot of Georgia Cassidy to make something for Perth Glory. 15 minutes to play. Cassidy's delivery. Good shape, good direction. Carries off the hands of Jasmine Black. And again, Perth just not committing the numbers forward, and that'll be a yellow card.
Professional foul there from Von Song Cam, definitely breaking up the play, and Farrow was away there, so you can't argue that that is a yellow card. all the time.
Yep, every day of the week. That will be a yellow card. Von Sonkamp knew exactly what she was doing on that occasion. Tactical foul, and into the book she goes. Now Sydney FC with their own set piece in return. Referees are having a quick meeting on the sideline. You see there, I have no idea what for. The words spoken.
Assistant coach Tom Whiteside there with the yellow card.
Obviously, a fourth official heard something on the sideline spoken by Tom Whiteside, one of the supporting staff, as Tobin's long searching free kick is cleared away by Perth Glory's defence. Here's Connors. Side to Bryson now, Hawkesby. Lemon will have a crack. Just a little wide.
Not a bad effort there from Lemon from distance. She's been absolutely outstanding defensively today, and this time she goes for the shot from range.
Templeman has had to make a couple of key saves this afternoon. Jasmine Black, on the other hand, a little less to do between the sticks. But as we tick closer and closer to the 90-minute mark here, time the enemy for both teams. That's closed down really well by Ella Abdulmasi. Gets a shot away, ricochets off the legs of Jordan Thompson. A really good steal in a dangerous area.
Great steal there from Ella Abdulmasi, and she got a good shot away, but takes the deflection.
Well, she's certainly got this in her locker, Abdulmasi, and that's desperation defending there, rather, from Jordan Thompson.
She's been great in this second half ever since she came on. She's really changed the game for Perth.
A little too much going on in the goal mouth there. Sarah Jones jogs over to give both sides first and last warning. And it will be Izzy Dalton to take the corner for Perth. Dalton's corner to a dangerous area. Skims off the head of all players. Beanie and McKenna give chase. Perth throw. Well, cleverly done there by Abini, just allowing that other ball to remain in play. The throw couldn't be taken. It'll be Megan Wynn with a long throw, the long looping delivery. Drops on the head of O'Donoghue and out. Sydney FC goal kick. Black's goal kick is nodded down by Grace Johnston. Tobin around the corner to Lemon, but she can't manage to quite keep it in. Here's Wynn. Sonkamp's touch on that occasion lets her down. For the use of the body by Wynn. Again, anticipated well by Nat Tobin. Scuffs its way through to Hawkesby, but no one's there to receive the pass. Templeman's clearance. O'Donoghue. She's hurried out by Bryson and Abini. Tele watching on ahead of the Sky Blues men's game a little later this evening. Stick around for that one on 10 Bold and Paramount Plus. Sydney FC up against the ladder leaders in Auckland. Nice little touch around the corner from Von Sonkamp, but dealt with coolly by the experienced Tobin. Dos Santos. Her touch has been on point this afternoon. Connors, pace to burn, but McKenna's done really well. Good use of the body by Tian McKenna, who's had a really strong game herself. So the field's becoming a little stretched as we're into the final 10 minutes of regulation time. We haven't seen an out-and-out tactical shift in the way of numbers being sent forward, so it remains at 0-0. Connors is released, thinks about giving chase, but just runs out of legs a little. Little spells of possession, Perth are yet to register a single shot on target. Sydney arguably had the better of the chances in the first half, but this second half has somewhat petered out a bit. You have 14 shots at goal for Sydney to Perth's 7, 3 of those on target. Farrow, she's left herself in an offside position. Donahue used to slip through Abdul-Masih. Here's Dalton. Abdul-Masih looks to turn inside, comes away with it. Blocked by Tumesh. Tobin has win for company, giving chase, and Tobin's not too happy about it. Perth on the counter. Here's Grace Johnston. Her ball is done really well to find Susan von Songkamp. Can she get the shot away? Blocked by Tobin. Pressure dispelled by the Sky Blues, and they can have a counter-attacking play of their own.
Well, you mentioned Perth haven't had a shot on target to this point, and surely you had to get the shot away there. It was a good opportunity.
A brilliant ball that found the feet of von Songkamp. Abdul-Masih, she'll try her luck from distance. Shouts for a little deflection. Referee Julie obliges.
Well, here our Harvey Norman replay shows that shot from Ella Abdul-Masih. We know she's got a stinging shot on her, and that one goes just wide.
Perhaps a chance late in this one for Perth to find something, to find anything. The delivery a little short. Hawkesby gets the return pass and clears only to Johnston, who is all alone. Her re-entry, needing a Perth shirt. Farrow, she puts the head down. McKenna runs hard and does really well to slow the pace of Farrow. Numbers forward here for Perth Glory. Option to her left. Von Songkamp, really good opportunity. Susan von Songkamp, and an even better save by Jasmine Black. And Susan von Songkamp knows it opened up kindly, but end-to-end at the moment. Connors for Sydney. Inside to Dos Santos. Now Bryson. Her pass a little skinny McKenna. Defensive effort of Tian McKenna. She's been excellent this afternoon. And what a gilt-edged opportunity that was for Perth Glory.
Well, you'd have to say this is Perth's best chance of the game. A one-on-one. Von Songkamp does so well here, but what a superb save from Jasmine Black. Fantastic.
She held her ground, held her shape. The shot from von Songkamp she'll be disappointed with, as we see the last on-field change. Sydney FC, it's Mackenzie Hawkesby who's made way for Ruby Sullivan. So we'll see exactly what this does in the way of shuffling the pack in the final 5 minutes of regulation time.
You could see Hawkesby limp off the pitch there, and
Von Sonkamp. Dalton, centering pass is excellent. Tumeth coming through and contact in the box, waved away again. Perth are appealing. Here's O'Donoghue. It's a really positive spell here by Glory, but that pass just skips away under the boot of Megan Wynn.
well, another questionable challenge there. I think that they've got every right to ask the question there, Perth.
Well, that late arriving run from Ella Abdulmasi has caused real headaches for Tori Tumeth. Now perhaps a spell forward for the Sky Blues. Bryson, Abdulmasi pinching a trick, looking to release Von Sonkamp, and it's opening up that space between the Sydney FC centre-backs. Von Sonkamp on a few occasions now getting a good look at the ball, prodded away by Dalton.
It really is Perth with all the momentum at the moment, and Von Sonkamp causing plenty of trouble in that middle area.
The chest of Farrow. Lemons pushed a little higher at the field. Now Connors taking on McKenna. Connors inside, backs herself. Centering ball is good, and Chinema is better. What an afternoon she has had.
Once again, Naomi Chinema. Great work here from Shay Connors. She cuts in front of McKenna, but Chinema just has been in the right position the whole game.
Now Bryson bounces once, twice, gets the shot away. Abini, Johnston to beat. Bryson's shot leaning back, always rising. It's a frantic end.
It's good play here from Sydney in and around the box, and Bryson just blasts that one over.
See the last couple of changes here for Perth Glory, as both Ella Lincoln and Misha Anderson will replace Georgia Cassidy and Sarah O'Donoghue, who have both had wonderful performances this afternoon. Ella Lincoln, her 9th appearance of the season, and for Misha Anderson, hers as well. A couple of young players looking to make an impact. So 90 seconds of regulation time remain. We will have a bit of stoppage time, just given a couple of injuries, a couple of subs. But is it enough for either side to find a chance, to find the back of the net? The hope is still there. Lincoln, fresh legs off the bench. Finds with Abdulmasi. She does well again to turn inside. And Bryson has caught the brunt of that. Connors is frustrated. She was away, had a bit of space in front of her.
You can see just how powerful the shot of El Abdulmasi is. Absolute stinger for Faye Bryson.
Good to see she's back up on her feet, Faye Bryson. Those ones absolutely take the wind out of you.
Certainly do.
All back in play. Here's Anderson, the 19-year-old, looking to help on. It's Megan Wynn. Does not give up the chase. Ruby Sullivan, the 16-year-old defender. Such a promising sign for the future. Wynn's throw. So we've had 5 minutes of stoppage time indicated. 5 minutes to keep any hope of finals alive for both of these teams. Tumeth. Long to Chinema and back up and under. Here's Connors, has a bit of space in front. Dalton gives chase, Connors inside, but returning McKenna is asking for The free kick doesn't get it. Play still alive. Dos Santos. Her cross to the far post. Falls to Abini. Princess Abini. What can she produce? The strike! Princess Abini! She's done it for the Sky Blues! In stoppage time to keep finals hopes alive! A special, special moment. Her 4th of the season. And it's the hope that kills you for Perth. Sydney FC are not done yet.
Well, the most experienced Sydney FC player ever steps up. It's her characteristic step in. The ball wasn't out and McKenna didn't know about it. It goes over the head of Johnston, and the Harvey Norman replay shows what an absolute belter from Princess Abini.
Well, big moments are made for big players, and Princess Abini is exactly that. Appearance 159, A-League goal 31. And what a moment to find it. Perth frustrated they didn't get the foul in the lead-up play, and understandably so. A heavy coming together.
And that ball wasn't out of play, Grace, and you've got to play the whistle.
Late challenge coming in, but Abini buoyed by that goal and skip over the top. Here's Sullivan.
How things can change in a football match.
Sullivan again. Looks over top. Zog is hurried along by Farrow. Lincoln up against the experienced Tobin, who wins out. Zog again, and time more than ever the enemy of Perth Glory. 2 minutes remain of stoppage time. Sydney FC, using all their experience, will chip away at every possible second of this clock. Free kick goes the way of the Sky Blues. Frustration bubbling to the surface for the Glory.
I think both players here had a good chunk of each other's shirt there. Perth arguing that they should have been given the foul.
So just a little over 60 seconds of this stoppage time remains. It's a good position for a free kick. Whether or not Dos Santos looks to swing it into a dangerous area. She doesn't have much in the way of supporting play around her for a short option. Dos Santos goes for the strike, up and over. Final minute of play. Chinema finds Dalton. Square pass to Abini only. Looking for a second. The run of Farrow comes through, but Chinema's there to cover once more. Johnston down the line, and Sullivan reads that perfectly. Here's Abini once more. Just slows things down. Now Lemon. Lemon takes it to the corner. Prodded out of play by Grace Johnston. So time now all in the hands of referee Sarah Jones. The end of what has been a tension-filled match at Allianz Stadium. Dos Santos in the corner. Does get one last ball in. Bit of hidden hope, and Templeman, she's got to go long and she's got to go quickly. Farrow makes herself a nuisance on the edge of the 18-yard box. Sullivan. Lemon's header, a little misguided. Sullivan comes through. The wind's still full of energy. Lincoln double teamed. Perth free kick. of the game. Anderson standing over the ball to take. Perth need to get numbers in. Anderson's delivery, long, hopeful, into a good area. Falls to Fonsonkamp, sways the shot away, and Nat Tobin can just nurse this over the line. A little glance at the watch from Sarah Jones, the referee. And that'll be that. So Sydney FC, they keep their finals hopes alive. All 3 points and a chance, even the slightest, the slimmest of chances for the finals dreams to live on. Have not missed a final series in 17 years of the competition, and a goal from Princess Abini late in this game in the 91st minute has given the Sky Blues the slightest of opportunities to keep that chance alive. Smiles from the goal scorer, and understandably so. What an impact she made off the bench. What a finish it was. Hugs from Hawkesby. And the Perth players asking a couple of questions of the referees. Templeman, she can be really proud of herself for her performance. She will receive a yellow card for some stern words spoken at the end of the match. Emotions bubble through. It's the hope that kills you. But for Sydney FC, the finals hope is still alive. We finish here at Allianz Stadium. Sydney FC 1, Perth Glory 0. Well, let's get some instant reaction down with Neve Owens.
Nat Tobin is the skipper of Sydney FC. Nat, tell me, late there in the game, was the heart in the mouth? Did you know you still had it?
Yeah, I guess the heart's always in the mouth in a game like that, but in saying that, Prinny does pop up at times like that, and I think we kind of started to build momentum, I would say, with 15 minutes to go. And yeah, I kind of felt a goal coming. It's been like this the whole season, and yeah, Prinny propped up at the right time.
We spoke about the experience within your Sydney FC team. How much did that matter today, particularly when it was still all level late?
Yeah, I think, well, we obviously brought on some older players at half-time and towards the end of the half, and I think that just, you know, it would be hard as the other team to see those players coming on and see such experience. So yeah, I think it really shows when we finish and close out games like we did today.
And that versatility that your side has, that second half team, the formation, it was so different to the team that started the game.
Oh, absolutely. Like, that was by no means a great performance from us. It was gritty. In saying that, the field wasn't great, but it was a grit that we showed, and yeah, we've kind of built on that the last 4 games, and we're really showing our character, I think.
And ultimately, finals still in the mix.
Yeah, crazy. But you know what? I think everyone's just believing, and yeah, with the season that we've had, like, if we go on to make finals, like, I think we can go on to win it all, because yeah, we just show so much heart.
Nat Tobin, congrats.
Thanks, Neve.
Nat Tobin, captain of Sydney FC, joining us. Naomi Chinema has been good enough to join us as well. Naomi, bad luck out there. You did everything you could to get something out of that game. How gritty a performance was it from your side?
Look, it's obviously very difficult because we still had hope for finals, and I know the chances were very slim, but yeah, we played right up until the end, and yeah, I think next time we need to come out harder and just play for our pride next game. And yeah, I'm proud of the girls because I feel like we fought really hard. It's just we need to switch on for the full 90.
We saw just how much it mattered to the team at the end there. We saw discussions with the referee. There were a couple of really big calls tonight that didn't go your way. How tough is that in a game that means so much to both sides?
It's very difficult, but look, football, there's a lot we can't control. And at the end of the day, we have to stay focused right through. I know it can, especially when it gets down to the final minutes, it gets really tense. And we needed to stay relaxed.